anyways, like, I kind of just shut my room, and I shut my door because, well, I don't want to sound like an idiot to the rest of my family, you know what I mean? Which kind of is a little annoying because then my mom feels like I'm gonna fucking just off myself right then and there. And, I mean, she always walks in and she's always like really concerned, and she's a lot better now than she was before because honestly, the one time, she was like screaming at me, and this was like years ago while I was still in high school. She just fucking just, I don't even remember why she was screaming at me, right? But I went to the bathroom and you just need to run away, right? And so I just like ran into the bathroom and I just like closed the door behind me, and I didn't even bother turning on the light. I just like fell to the floor because I was just so done, right? And so I was like sitting in there and she just fucking she just fucking body checks the door, and I'm fucking freaking out sitting on my bathroom floor, and fucking hell. Okay, so I like prop my feet up against the wall because I'm just like, fuck off. Okay, and I'm like I was probably like this little, I would say like 180 because I was always a chubby kid, right? But I was this little like 180-pound kid, and my mom was gonna be like 250, and she body checks this fucking door. And I am like, oh fuck, like I'm gonna die, like oh god. And so she broke the door, and it literally shattered around me, and it was one of the scariest fucking things in my life. And what? And she just like walked past me, like kind of like, I would be like, oh, she sat on the toilet, but that sounds really weird, to just say it like that. What I'm trying to say is that, wow, I kind of have like really black eyes. Anyway, no, that's not what I'm trying, anyways, so, I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep myself from, like, I'm just fucking utterly imploding on myself, so just go with it or something, and I would be appreciated. Anyways, so yeah, basically, like, she just went over there, and, like, she wasn't pooping. She just, like, walked around me and sat on the toilet, and was just, like, or, like, propped herself on the toilet, maybe, is how you would want to put that, and so she just kind of sat there, and she was just, like, just glaring at me, and I was like, ah! Like, I was like, ah! I don't understand! Because the door just blew up behind me, and I was like, oh my god. So I just, like, turned, and I bolted, and I ran away, and I think I ran from my house, like, all the way across town, and without shoes on, and I like, okay, so I, like, had walked past my school, like, probably for, like, a couple miles. I honestly don't even know how long this space is, right? I, like, walked past my school, and I walked back towards my school, and, like, because I fucking ditched that day, and that's probably why my mom was, like, screaming at me, because I was having, like, a real fucking, I'm just depressed as fuck day, right? And then I think I like walked through the school, and you could obviously tell like something was wrong. I probably looked like this little broken, like crying piece of shit, and like, I mean, I probably had like the biggest fucking on my face. And then the teacher was like, well, the fuck, why do you not have any shoes? And I was like talking to my friend, and I was like, hey, guess what, like, I'm fucked, my mom was trying to fucking eat me. And they were like, what? And then I was like, ah, and then I don't even know, right? And so the teacher was like, what the fuck, put on your shoes. And I was like, oh yeah, I left them in my locker. And then she kind of was just like, go put them on. And then I was like, haha, yeah, okay, I'll do that. And then I left the school, and then like I walked, like, okay, so it was like, here's my house, and I just like walked way the fuck over there in the back, and then back, and then like further. So I went in this, like, if you, it was ridiculous. It was like here, and then it was like brr, 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 and then way over there. It was so bad. And I did this without shoes on, and I was like, why? What is my life? And then so I like ran out. Okay, so my brother actually at the time was like living with his girlfriend. He lived like way over there, right? So I had walked over there, and I walked over to my brother's house, and God for fucking Oh Lord. Okay, so the reason I say my mom, I mean, it's understandable why she walks into my room, right? Is because, so actually, no, now I know why, I was getting yelled at, is because, you know, being a shitty teenager, I mean, it's obvious here, it's kind of, you're gonna see it, you're gonna fucking point it out, I don't know, right? It's obvious. And so she was like screaming at me, she was like, you're cutting yourself, oh my god, you're a piece of shit. And then so I walked out to my brother's house, and oh Lord, I was out there and I'm like hyperventilating and crying, like I'm on the floor, and then I think I was like telling my brother about it, and then he calls up my mom, and then she comes out there, and it's not even a funny story, but for some reason I'm not crying, so I mean that's good, like, you know, you've already been through it, so it's fine, or something, or maybe I really am like emotionally more fucked than I would think I am, because who would laugh at a situation like this? It's not really funny at all. But anyways, so I'm sitting on the floor in my brother's house, and I think my mom comes in there, and she just like fucking just storms in there, and I'm like almost like fucking like, it's like that terror where you're like, this is it, this is the end of me, and I'm like sitting on the floor, and I think my brother's girlfriend was kind of trying to talk to me, and she was like, haha, whatever, like that really like awkward and quiet where you just, what do I do with this situation, you know? And so my mom like busts in there. She's like, oh my god, you got your brother on your side. And she's like, are you gonna fucking tell him what you're doing or what you did or some shit like that? And I was like, ah. And then I don't even remember it specifically because my memory's like pretty fucking shot, but I know for sure that this is something that happened because it's a lot clearer than a lot of my other memories, if that makes sense. Like, I know for sure that this is a thing that did happen because I can usually tell when things have been made up by my brain, or like I daydream them or something like that, usually though, but sometimes I get really like weird and I'm like, that doesn't seem like a situation that would happen, so I'm just gonna toss that aside in the bucket of probably things that never happened. But this is a thing that like legit happened. Anyways, right? So okay, so she's like, oh my god, yeah, your stupid fucking little sister is like cutting herself. I was kidding, she wasn't that, she was probably that bad, right? And okay, so fuck, what happened after that? What happened specifically after that, I don't know for sure. I think at that point, I don't remember actually. But all I know is at one point I was on the ground and my brother had a steak knife and he was like, oh my god, if you're gonna cut yourself. Okay, so he like grabbed my arm, ripped it in front of me, and then was kind of like pinning me, so I was like wedged behind his arm, so he was kind of like, ugh, and I was like, eh. And like, you know, and then he was like up and down my arm. Wow, that sounds really bad. I mean, like, I'm not bleeding, but like, you know when you like cat scratch? I'm pretty sure that like anyone ever who cuts themselves and or knows the like real posery cutters know what I'm talking about when I say cat scratch. Maybe, wow, this sounds real angsty as fuck, but whatever, it's keeping me from crying, so it's okay. But okay, so like where if a cat scratches you, sometimes you don't bleed, but it's like the top of the skin and it's really itchy and it hurts. Like, it's like not quite a paper cut, but it's like the intensity of like scraping a nail across your leg, because it's not sharp but there's a point to it and it peels your skin away, right? So this is what he was doing with this like steak knife. And so I'm like trying my hardest not to fucking cry, and I'm like clenching my fist and I'm like, because he's just like, and he's like, you're gonna cut yourself, and I'm like, and then his girlfriend was like, stop it, and then my mom was just sitting there like fucking the